Hi, everyone. Welcome to our 2024 Raw Info session. I am Heather Rayner. I am the events manager here at the Wisconsin Bike Federation. So I'm just going to go through our slide deck and give you as much information as I can about Raw 2024 and hope that this answers most of your questions. So a little bit about the ride overview. This year will be our ninth annual ride, and this is a benefit directly to the Wisconsin Bike Federation. We are a nonprofit organization, so this ride is our biggest fundraiser of the year. It is held this year on August 17th and 18th. And the route, this is the third year doing the La Crosse start to the eastern side of the state. And this year we are ending in Milwaukee at City Lights Brewing Company. You'll see we've offered 5 different route options for you to choose from. The first one you can do is a 1 day from La Crosse to the Dells. So let me point out on your screen, you're seeing LAX, DEL, WTL, and MKE. That stands for La Crosse, Dells, Trek Waterloo, and then Milwaukee is the ending point. So you could do 1 day to from La Crosse to the Dells. This will be a 100-mile option. For any of you looking to just do a century, this would be the route that you would choose. We also are offering a 1 day to Trek, which is 165 miles. So you would skip ending at the Dells and continue on straight to Trek, and that would be your ending point for your ride. We are also offering a 1 day option from the Dells to Milwaukee, but keep in mind that is a Sunday start. So you wouldn't be starting with the mass group in La Crosse. You would just be starting in the Dells and ending in Milwaukee on Sunday only. You also have the option to do a 2 day to Trek. So if you don't want to do the 165 miles in 1 day, you want to split it between 2 days, you would do 100 miles the first day, layover at the Dells, and then you would continue on the next day to do the 65 miles to Trek. So this is a shorter option than our 2 day option to Milwaukee, but you still get to participate in the 2 day route. And then the last route option would be the 2 days to Milwaukee, which is the 235 miles, and that is also a layover in the Dells. So you'll notice that we are not offering a 1 day option from La Crosse to Milwaukee, and that's for safety reasons. We are an organization that advocates for bike safety, and pushing people the 235 miles is not a safe option as we would like it to be. Not everyone is capable of doing that route, so we definitely would like everyone to be able to participate in the ride across Wisconsin. So we are breaking it into 2 days, and you have 5 different options. You also have the option to do mixed surface, which would be trail. And then you also have the option to do an all paved, which is taking the roads. I'll get into a little bit more of that as we go on. So a little brief history of Ride Across Wisconsin. We've had over 5,000 registrants in the 9 years that we have been putting this on. 2023, we had 822. And our goal for this year is over 1,000 people. So we're going to need you to help us make that goal happen by signing up to Ride Across Wisconsin. We've had people that have come from many different states and even some people from different countries. We've also had different age groups that participate, but you can see when it comes to our gender, male versus female, we are lacking in the female category. So we'd love, love, love to get more girls on bikes and see you out there. So our route collection for this year is La Crosse to Milwaukee. And you can go online and all the GPS files are there. But what I have written out here for you is just to show you if you are doing the trail option, we would be using the La Crosse River State Trail. Then we'd be using the Elroy Sparta Trail. Then we're on the 400 State Trail, Glacial Drumlin, and then we finish on the Hank Aaron Trail. And that brings you right into Milwaukee. Again, all of these are downloadable routes if you go to our website under the GPS file collection. So surface option, we do offer the mixed surface, which is crushed limestone trail and partial road and paved pedestrian trail. So you would be able to take 235 miles of trail with just the exception of some portions of road at the beginning and then portions of road getting to and from the rest stops. But if you choose this option, you will be 66% paved and 34% unpaved, which means the trail itself will have paved sections and unpaved sections. So you would have to accommodate for the different sections of trail that you would come across, but you'll also see that's a little bit less of an elevation gain. So if you're looking to do the mixed surface option, you're going to be doing a little bit about 1,400 feet less climbing. Woo, right? If you do the all paved option, you will be taking road and then some of the paved pedestrian trails, but 100% of that route will be paved. It's again still 235 miles, but you are looking at an 850 feet elevation gain. So a little bit more climbing when you do choose the road option. And you don't have to make that decision right away today or when you sign up. You can, alter your decision when you're on the route because both options do come back to the same rest points at each stop. So you would be able to pick and choose if that's something that you'd like to do. So a lot of people ask, which bike should I be riding? Well, one of my top recommendations is ride the bike that you're going to be the most comfortable on and ride the bike that you have been training on. We really don't recommend that you rent a bike when you arrive here in Wisconsin if you're coming from out of state, just because you're not familiar with that bike, you're not comfortable with that bike, right? We want you to be on a bike that you've been training on and something that works for you just so that you could have the most success. So we do allow all sorts of bikes depending on what's most comfortable for you, but you can never guarantee what the trail conditions are going to be. So if it's a dry condition, we recommend a 25 to 32 millimeter tire. And if it's a wet condition, a little bit bigger of a tire, a 32 to 48 millimeter tire. But that's going to be up to you. It's your ride, so we'd allow you to choose which bike you'd like to use. We do allow e-bikes, so we encourage them for those that are interested. But keep in mind that this is a self-supported ride. Even though we offer rest stops, you are responsible for bringing your own charger and extra battery if need be. We do provide power strips available at all the rest stops except for the Merrimack Ferry. So you will have to account for your battery charging time at those rest stops, and when you're counting how long it's going to take you to get from each rest stop. But we do offer the power strips, but again, you would be having to carry your own battery and charger with you. So the start line is at the La Crosse Center, which is right downtown La Crosse. You'll see that it's a 5 a.m. start, which is like, wow, that's really early, but we want to get you out of La Crosse before traffic gets busy that morning. And you have a long way to ride. So we want to get you out early so that you have majority of daylight to ride in. We would ask that you do arrive downtown at the La Crosse Center by 4:30 a.m. That way you can get yourself staged in the appropriate space. So we will have mile markers posted. Like if you're a 25-mile-an-hour rider, you would join this group. If you're a 20-mile-an-hour rider, you would follow in this group, and so on. That way, when you place yourself at the start, you're more likely to be with somebody that rides at your pace throughout the ride, and that way you can make new friends when you're at the start line and hopefully get to ride with them. We will be offering some breakfast snacks and some things in the morning as well. And we want to make sure that your bike is ready to go. So if you have any mechanical issues that you need looked at, the earlier you get there, the better. That way the wheel and sprocket crew can, have a chance to check over your bike if that's something that you need, but ultimately would rather have you show up to the start line with your bike ready to go. We will also be having a luggage bag drop at this time as well. So depending on where you're finishing, you'll have to drop your bag at that, like a sign that'll tell you what location that group of bags will be going to. And also, when you arrive to the La Crosse Center to start the ride, we would appreciate if you had everything that you need with you out of your main backpack that's going to be dropped. That way, you don't load your bag onto the truck and then like, oh, wait, I forgot the stuff that I needed for today. So try to keep that in mind. Whatever you're going to be riding with that day, you want on you, and whatever you're dropping to go to your next stop, that's the bag that you leave with us. So preferably you would have some kind of a backpack because you're going to be getting yourself from your hotel to the downtown start, and that so being able to carry your personal belongings in a backpack as opposed to a rolling cart or a rolling luggage, that would be ideal. The finish line this year is at City Lights Brewing in Milwaukee. You'll see that that is a very, very beautiful facility. It was the old power company way back when. It's situated right along the river in Milwaukee. Really beautiful space. We're going to have music and food and throw a nice big party for you. So finish line this year will be at City Lights Brewing. Our midway point is at in Wisconsin Dells at Captain Bob's Park. If you did the ride last year, this will be a different location than we had last year. So you'll see that we've changed this up a little bit. So if you are riding the 1 day option, the 100 miles to the Dells, this is where you will end. If you are riding the 2 day option to Trek or the 2 day option to Milwaukee, this is also where you will end your first day. So you'll see that I've written in here that you will end your first day here, that this is also where you will start your second day if you're continuing on. But keep in mind, you are responsible for getting yourself to and from your hotel from this location. If you choose one of the hotels that we have listed, those are all relatively close to this park, so you should be able to bike within 1 to 4 miles of this location to your hotel. When you get to this location, we're going to have a barbecue. We'll have some vendors set up. So it'll make it a nice, fun little event. If you have any family that is following you along or participating in your ride with you, they can meet you here at this rest stop, and we'll have some things provided that the families can also join in on. So coming when it comes to family fun, at the Dells, they will be allowed to participate in the cookout, but keep in mind that that is an add-on option. So if you wanted your families to participate in any of the food options that we're offering at City Lights Brewing or the Dells, then you would have to add the family meal package with your reservation. So you don't have to do it right away. If you find that your family decides that they want to join you, then we can always add that on at a later time after your registration. So we also are encouraging, if families are coming and you want to stay at one of the water parks, that those are available too. And then the SAG route, obviously we provide that, but if your family is providing your SAG for you, then this would be a great option to have one of these fun places to stay at so that you guys can have some fun while you're there. So we did put together a little training guide. You'll see that we're already at this point past what we have listed on here, but that's okay because this is available on our website. So you can certainly jump on the website and see where you should be at training wise. Now, keep in mind, this isn't like you have to follow this guidelines. These are just something that we put together for you. Actually, a professional trainer put this together so that if you are like serious, like I want to make sure that I'm training properly, then this is the recommended training program. But as long as you're riding and getting some kind of miles in, that's really the main point here. We don't want you showing up to the start line having not ridden your bike all year. So just keep in mind that you should be doing some kind of training throughout the year in order to have a successful ride. Okay, pricing. Unfortunately, we've passed the April 30th date, so the registration has gone up by $25. Before you could see that we were charging $1 a mile, so depending on what your route was, that's the amount that you were paying. But now that the price has gone up, May 1st, it is an additional $25. You'll also see that we will be increasing it again on August 1st by another $25. So keep in mind, you can sign up last minute, but in order to get a better price, we do recommend that you do it sooner than later. So, what is included in your sign up fee? Well, you are going to get a meticulously marked route. This, you're not going to have to worry about getting lost. We do recommend that you do download the GPS files so that you do have some kind of route guidelines to follow along with, but everything will be marked for you, whether you're taking the road or the trail option. Mechanical support, which we call the SAG, which is support and gear, that's provided by Wheel and Sprocket. So they will be leapfrogging with the ride the whole way there. That way, if somebody has a mechanical or needs something, you would call the number that we provide for you. It would be best if you could pinpoint exactly where you are. There's lots of barns, lots of fences, lots of cows along the way. So we can't have you calling and saying, by the red barn where the cows are. We really want to be able for you to give us a more accurate location of where you're at. So being able to drop a pin location would be helpful. So if you need that support, you would call the number. Wheel and Sprocket would come by when they have a chance to get to. They're not going to leave you there all day, but it might not be like instantly, depending on where the vans are. So they'll provide the service to you for free, but if there's any supplies that you need from them, they will there will be a cost. So we do encourage you to carry some of your own supplies with you, or some way form of payment that you can pay Wheel and Sprocket for the supplies that they provide you. Medical support is provided by our Wisconsin Bike Patrol. So again, they will be leapfrogging with the SAG and with the riders. So that way, if there's any medical support needed, someone will be able to come along. But again, in case of an emergency, we would recommend that you call 911. Someone would be able to get to you faster. But if it's a simple medical condition or something that happens, medical support will be along to help you with that. We are also providing rest stops. Rest stops come along about every 22 miles. At these rest stops, you're going to have high performance sports nutrition, fruit, snacks. Keep in mind if it's closer to a lunch hour, we will be providing lunchtime food. If it's morning, don't count on there being sandwiches, right? We will actually email you out a list of what each rest stop will be providing ahead of time so you can kind of gauge what food will be at each location. But please keep in mind that these are supplemental, right? If you are somebody that needs certain nutrition or certain fuel to get you from, along your ride, then we do recommend you carry that with you. I know you can't carry enough water to get across the whole route, but we will always have some sports nutrition that you can fill up your water bottle or your hydration pack. But please do carry whatever else you feel you need, and then use our rest stops as a supplemental. When you get to the Wisconsin Dells, Trek, or Milwaukee, there's going to be a finish line party for you. So you're not going to miss out if you're ending sooner than Milwaukee. You will also be provided with a finisher gift, and we will also be providing you with photos of yourself. So that's what you do get when you sign up. But what's not included is your lodging accommodation. So all of our available hotels and campsites are on our website. So if you go to the lodging tab of the website, you'll be able to see which ones that we have booked blocks at so that there is a cheaper rate. But we do recommend like those fill up fast. So we do recommend if you're going to need a hotel at one of these locations that you do get it sooner than later. You also will need to add on your Wisconsin DNR State Trail Pass. The DNR has asked that everyone doing Ride Across Wisconsin carry a DNR State Trail Pass with them. We also have the option to add on an all-inclusive transportation package so that we can get you from point A to point B, and then you would ride back. So I'll go into that a little bit further. We also offer a luggage service, a drop bag service, and then we also offer a camping equipment service if camping at the Dells is something that interests you. So again, lodging options in La Crosse and Milwaukee and the Dells are all listed for you. Camping would be at Mirror Lake State Park or Yogi Bear Jellystone Park. You do have the option to choose a different hotel or an Airbnb or stay with a friend or whatever those options that you do choose. But just keep in mind, if you're using one of our lodging options, they do fill up fast. So we do ask that you make your plans sooner than later. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the luggage service. So again, what I was talking about when you get to La Crosse, we want you to limit your personal items to what will fit into a large backpack. That way you can carry it because you may have to transport your luggage a short distance, hopefully not more than 1 to 4 miles. So in La Crosse, you are responsible for getting yourself and your luggage to the start on Saturday morning. Like I said, there will be signs of where you drop your bag, and your bag will be dropped at your ending point. So if you're ending at Trek, you would put it in the Trek pile. If you're ending in Milwaukee, you'd put it in the Dells pile. And if you're ending at the Dells, you'd have a separate pile there as well. So when you get to Wisconsin Dells, if that's where you're ending or overnighting the first night, then you would pick up your luggage when you arrive. We'll have it dropped there for you, and then you would transport it to your hotel. Um, in the morning of Sunday, we will pick up your luggage for you at one of the designated hotel blocks that's listed on the website, but you have to have it to the lobby by 6 a.m. Now, keep in mind that is a 6 a.m. start on Saturday or Sunday at the Dells. It's not like a hard start. You must start at 6 a.m. But in order to make the deadlines for the rest stops, we do suggest that you do start at 6 a.m. So you do have the option to bring your bags to us right at the start line at the Dells on Sunday. Or if you're staying at one of the hotels designated, you can just leave it in the lobby. We'll have signs there as well. That way we can come and pick it up for you and bring it to the end. And if you're not staying at one of those hotels listed and you want to choose that option, you can still drop your bag at the lobby of one of the suggested hotels, but it needs to be there by 6 a.m. And then we will take your luggage to the finish line that you indicated when you signed up. So if for a chance you're not going to make it to that finish line and you need to get a SAG support, we'd certainly, you'd call, we'd pick you up and make sure you get to that finish line location where your luggage is going to be. Again, camping equipment, if you want to add that service on, it's an extra $50, but we'll actually take your camp equipment straight to your site for you. We won't make you bike from the Dells with all your camping equipment. So we are also offering the all-inclusive transportation. So I'll break it down like this. If you are ending in Milwaukee and you need transportation to La Crosse, then you would sign up for the motor coach leaving from Milwaukee. You would arrive to Milwaukee between 11 and 2, preferably before 2, and you would park your car there overnight. You would then load your bike onto one of the trucks that Wheel and Sprocket will be driving, and they will have their mechanics load the bikes up properly onto the truck. You will then get onto the motor coach with your bag, and then we will drive you to La Crosse. When you get to La Crosse, we will then unload your bike for you, and you would pick it up and your luggage that you have with you and go to your hotel. Then the next morning, again, you'd come back to the start with your bike and your luggage, and you drop your luggage to us, and you get on your bike and you do the ride. If you are ending at Trek or if you're ending at Wisconsin Dells, we also have transportation option from there because again, we want you parking starting where you're going to be finishing so that your car is there for you. So the pickup times for Trek is 1 p.m. and then the pickup time for the Dells is around 2:30. Again, we will have designated parking areas. We'll load your bike onto a truck. You would take your luggage with you, arrive in La Crosse. There's where packet pickup will be. Excuse me, we'll get your bikes unloaded and then you would take yourself and your luggage and your bike to your hotel. So please keep in mind though that we want to have luggage service and transportation service purchased by July 19th so that we can accommodate for the amount of people that are going to be utilizing these services. Please do not show up to one of this finish areas as your start on Friday and hope that you can get on a bus or get your luggage service accommodated for. Because again, we want these things signed up for beforehand because it is an add-on service. Okay, if you are coming from out of town or out of the state, or you have a friend that would like to join you on this journey, Bike Flights is a great option for a rider to ship their bike to Wisconsin. So Smith's Bike Shop, who's our host bike shop for the start in La Crosse, they volunteered to have your bike shipped to their store. They would assemble it for you for an additional cost, but you can have your bike shipped directly to Smith's Bike Shop so that you don't have to carry it with you while you're traveling. So if you'd like to utilize that option, we do encourage you to look into that service. All right. So, Raw VIP, if you are somebody that wants to make a generous donation to the Wisconsin Bike Fed for your ride across Wisconsin, we are value or we're putting a VIP package together. In that package, you're going to get your registration up to the $235 full state ride. We're also going to put you up in a hotel at the Charmont Hotel on Friday in La Crosse. You will get a jersey. You could get the team or club cut, or you could get a $100 voucher towards bibs. You'll get a goodie bag. Kirsten, who is our director, she'll make sure that in your hotel room is a nice little goodie bag package, customized and put in there for you. You will get your all-inclusive transportation. You will get your luggage. You'll get camping service if that's what you want. You'll also get your drop bag service. So we will take care of all of that stuff for you. The only thing we do not provide for you is your accommodations in the Dells. So if you are overnighting in the Dells, we do ask that you do make your own accommodations for where you're going to stay at the Dells. You will also be entered to win a Trek Checkpoint SL6 or a Trek product of equal value. Now, I will give you a little hint that there's not a lot of people that sign up for the VIP, so your chances of winning are pretty good. But we do encourage you, if you want, please sign up for the VIP option. So here's a little timeline of packet pickup, rider check-in, what time the coach bus leaves. Again, all of this will be posted on the website. So plus emails will go out to you with all of this information so that you can have that handy. But everyone who is arriving in La Crosse, we're hoping that we can get everyone there sometime between 5 and 11 because that's when we will be doing the excuse me, packet pickup. And the Charmont Hotel will also be hosting a party there, which will be really fun and anyone can join in. And then here's a little timeline for Saturday when we start. Again, you'll see that if you haven't picked up your packet on Friday night, you can certainly pick that up Saturday morning. But we do ask that you try to be there by 4 a.m. so that we make sure that everyone gets their stuff registered. You'll also see that the finish line at Trek is going to close at 8 p.m. We do not want anyone out there. All one-day riders must cross the finish line by 7:30 or get sagged in. So what that means is if you're doing the one day to Trek and it's close to 7:30 and you know you're not going to make it on time, you would call the SAG support. Someone would come pick you up and then just drive you to the finish line. And we also do that for the Sunday option when you finish in Milwaukee. We do want everyone to be across the finish line by 8:30. And if not, then someone will come pick you up when you call and request that. And we will even drop you, half a mile from the finish so you can ride across the finish if you know you're not going to make it. We definitely want you to have a successful ride. So these timelines are put into place to make sure that everyone finishes when we need you to, right? Uh, we will sweep the courses, we will sweep the trail, we will not leave anyone out there. So please don't worry that you'll be left up behind if you don't make the proper phone call. We do go and sweep the course to make sure everyone has safely completed it. So we've also listed all of the rest stops. The reason that it's important to start when we've suggested the start time is because the rest stops are only open for certain times throughout the day. They're not open all day long. So you'll see like the lacrosse, the first, we leave at 5 a.m. The first rest stop in West Salem is 14 miles away, and that's open, from a certain time. So if you're riding at 7 miles an hour, then you can be expected to arrive at that rest stop about 6:52 a.m. And if you're riding at 20 miles an hour, you could expect to arrive there by 5:42 a.m. So the reason that we've put out this guideline is that you'll know where you should be, where your time should be as you're riding. Also, if you have anyone that's joining you along the way and wants to meet you at one of these rest stops, then you can give them an estimate of when you will be arriving. Um, Again, all of the rest stop nutrition and stuff will be sent to you, so you'll know like, oh, when I arrive at this rest stop, I should be able to get this. It's going to be close to lunchtime for me. The times should all equal pretty close to what is laid out here. Again, this is listed on the website, and we do ask that you try to follow this as close as possible. And we've accounted for breaks at each of these rest stops as well. All right, merchandise. This is a wonderful, wonderful selection of merchandise this year. Our merchandise supplier is Bora Teamwear. They are a Wisconsin company. So you would go straight to their website and you would choose what items you would like to order. And I believe it's every 2 weeks that those get processed and then mailed out to you. So if you ordered it now, you could have it for your training rides before your actual ride across Wisconsin. So it's not mandatory that you choose one of these jerseys, but we do provide them. It's there for you if you would like to participate in purchasing one. We also have our Ride Across Wisconsin t-shirt. If you are wanting to purchase this beforehand, you can certainly go to the Wisconsin Bike Fed website and you can choose your size and that will get mailed to you. We will also have some on site and for purchase. And if you are fundraising your event and you fundraise $65 more than your entry fee, you will receive a complimentary t-shirt. I would say not to delay because if you are somebody that you need a specific size, I would try to order that sooner than later so that we can get that shipped to your house. Sponsorships available. As I said at the beginning of this recording, that we are a nonprofit organization, so we are able to do rides like this with the help of our sponsors. If you are somebody that has a business or would like to participate in being a sponsor for Ride Across Wisconsin, please reach out to me because I will give you like our sponsorship deck and let you know what locations are still needing sponsors and what more you can do to help make Ross successful by sponsoring our ride. So let's go. We want to make this your story. We really want to see you have a successful ride across Wisconsin. So please reach out to me if you have any questions that were not answered here or helping you try to figure out your logistics. But everything is pretty laid out on the website. So I do encourage you to visit the website and see what answer or questions can be answered. And again, if you still have any issues, please reach out to me and there is a contact us form right on the website, and that will come straight to me, and I will get your questions answered as soon as I can. So I want to thank you all for joining today. Again, please reach out if you have any questions, and I can't wait to see all of you out there riding across Wisconsin.